Back with another one. Thank y'all for tuning in to Let's Talk About It. Now what we're going to be talking about today is I got some exclusive breaking news, some exclusive footage. This sister here, she actually recorded it with her phone. Actually, the whole incident that happened with Micheal Brown. So, as we get into the show, let's take a look at the footage and see what really happened.
Video. Her name is Micheal Crenshaw, and she was sitting in her home getting ready for work when she witnessed the shooting. Then grabbed her phone and captured video of the aftermath, including images of Brown's body lying in the middle of the street.
God bless his soul. The police shot this boy outside my apartment. They killed him.
Now, CNN reached out to the Ferguson Police Department for comment, but so far we haven't received a response. Ms. Crenshaw spoke with my colleague Micheal Brown on New Day this morning and took her back to that emotional moment and why she felt the need to record what was going on outside. And I just want to draw your attention to the part of the video. You actually see the officer in question, Darren Wilson, standing on the right-hand side. Have a listen.
From it all initially happening, I knew this was not right. I knew the police shouldn't have even been chasing this young boy and firing at the same time. And the fact that he got shot in his face, it was something that clicked in me like, no, somebody else needs to see this. This isn't right. I got to record.
So you pulled out your cell phone camera and started rolling. How long after it all happened? You saw the whole scenario play out, right?
Yes, ma'am. But I waited a good 30 seconds. I had to run the house, get my phone, hurry up. It's kind of cracked up. I had to put it on the camera and just start recording what I saw.
So walk me through that.
30 seconds. So what we're looking at is Officer Darren Wilson to the right. He's just looking over the body, just looking baffled and bewildered of sorts, like trying to explain to the officer, what had I just done? And then we get this picture of him pacing back and forth, just like in disbelief. So it's like he understands that he just shot this boy in the face and that this boy was unarmed. And to me, this video just seems relative for this time period, especially including the fact that Chief Jackson said that the reason that this video wasn't even on the media at the time when it should have been was because he wanted to get all the information out at the same time, under the Freedom of Information Act, but they could have easily given these videos as well because they confiscated my phone.
So let's go back to that in a second. So take me back to the moment when you see a tussle at the police cruiser. What was going on? What happened?
Okay, well, from my point of view, I could not tell exactly what was going on, but it just looked as if he was trying to pull him almost into the car.
The officer pulled Micheal into the car.
It just looked like he was trying to do such, and Brown being a bigger fella, that didn't seem to have been working, so of course he got away, and it just seemed to have upset the officer.
And then what happened?
Got out, his man just started chasing after the boy. I'm hearing shots fired. Clearly none of them hit him, but one I think did graze him, as they said in the autopsy report. And at the end, he just turned around after, I'm guessing, he felt the bullet graze his arm. He turned around and then was shot multiple times. And
the autopsy is now showing that he was shot from the front, not the back.
Exactly.
Does that square with what you saw?
Definitely, because he was running away. So when he turned towards the cop is when he let off the most shots.
So now let's go to the point where I hear your voice. You sound really upset.
I haven't even lived there a month. I had just moved there out of my parents' home, and to see something like this outside of my window as I'm trying to go to work, it's traumatizing.
And when Micheal performed that interview this morning, the news conference hadn't happened with Dr. Micheal Brown and his assistant, and they actually clarified about where the shots were from, whether the front or the back, and ultimately they couldn't determine if Micheal Brown might have been running away and ultimately was shot in the back of the arm, or if he had turned around, had his arms down or up. So there was some more clarity to these pictures that came just after the interview with Piaget Crenshaw and Micheal Pereira. Ultimately, still more questions, though, is the final answer as to just where Micheal Brown was when he was shot. And we're learning more about the Ferguson police officer who did the shooting of Micheal Brown. Over the weekend, there was a rally to support him. Ahead, what his friend told CNN about Officer Darren Wilson. And what are the next legal steps for him in this case? We're going to talk about that next.
America, did y'all see that? Did y'all see what happened? Did y'all see how they just was looking over that boy like he was a dog that got hit by the car? Did y'all see that? That was freaking ridiculous. I mean, come on now. America, are we gonna tolerate more of that? Are we gonna tolerate more than that? Come on now, that's too much. They was just looking over him, just, you know, that's kind of messed up the way they chased that boy down and was shooting at him. And he, you know, and then as he turned around, they shot him down more. 6 times. They shot him 6 times, America. 6 times. And let's look more into the footage.